Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Sonia and today is part 2 of a series on tonsillitis. So if you haven't seen the first part, we talked about tonsillitis, viral, bacterial, the investigations, the treatment and any complications. In this part 2 of tonsillitis series, my daughter Karlie shares with us her story. So thank you for that, Karlie. And yeah, so get ready to listen. And here she is, Karlie.
So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my glandular fever experience. In year 12, just before my exams, I started feeling really unwell, like a really sore throat and stuff. So, we went to the doctors to get some like antibiotics so that we could stop it, so that I'd be fine for exams. So, we got that, and then I sat my first exam and I was so tired and I wasn't feeling great. I was really pale. The next day I had 2 more exams. So I remember sitting in my maths exam and just staring at the guy in front of me, trying not to throw up on him in the middle of an exam. And then I sat another one. And as soon as that exam finished, I walked out just as the time hit when you can leave, just because I was feeling so unwell. There was no way that I could do it. When the exam was finished, I went to the doctors, and at the doctors, they took a blood sample to test for glandular fever, because at this time, I looked horrible. My face was all swollen and like my eyes were puffy. Like I normally don't get very puffy eyes, and they were extremely puffy. When I woke up, I was like squinting, and my throat was really sore, and I just wasn't feeling good at all. So they took it, and then the next morning, apparently, I didn't test positive for glandular fever, but I was so unwell. I was like, the thought of food would just make me nauseous, and all I could do was just lay there and do absolutely nothing. So Mum decided to take me to ED, and on the way there, we were about to park in the parking lot, and Mum was like, I had my little puke bucket with me ready just in case, and Mum's like, oh, she was about to pull into a park, and then she's like, oh no, I'll park over here. And I was just like, Mum, just choose a park, just choose one. And like, because I was just getting so sick, I was like, I threw up in the car in my little bucket. I was like, why couldn't you just choose one? I nearly made it the whole way there without anything. It was just the last little bit when Mum was like, no, and like reversed back. And I was like, oh, maybe this one. I was like, just choose one. So when I got to the hospital, they gave me some IV fluid. So I was feeling a lot better because obviously I was getting some life into me. So I was sitting there, and they took another swab of my tonsils to check for anything. And they were going to send me home. But Mum said, no, just look after her for a little bit longer, see how she goes over the night. Because, you know, she hasn't been eating and I'm not feeling good to take her home. So I stay there overnight and I just get worse. I stay there another night and I'm only getting worse. The doctor who came and saw me was just like, you should gargle some Listerine. And that's all he really said. And at this time, my throat was so sore. My eyes were like huge. My face was all puffy and like unrecognizable. I sounded like Kermit the Frog because my tonsils were so large, and it was just really impacting my vocal tract and the sound. And they were so sore. I wasn't eating very much at all. So one of the nights, they were just giving me oral antibiotics and oral pain relief. So it was one of the nights I woke up in the middle of the night because my throat was so sore, and I like called for the nurse, and she comes in, and I go, "Am I due for any pain relief?" And she goes, "No, you're not due for any." I was like, "Can I have some?" And she was like, "Oh, I don't think the doctor's said anything." I was like, "Okay." And a little tear rolled from my eye, and she was like, I'll go talk to someone. My throat was just so sore, and they weren't really providing much medication. So the next day when my mum heard that, she was like, right. So we went and saw a ENT specialist. They put me in a wheelchair to get over there, which I thought was a bit of overkill for a bit of a sore throat and tiredness, lethargy. So they wheeled me over there into her room, and she looks down my throat and she goes, "Oh, those are the biggest things I've seen in such a long time. You must be in lots of pain." I was like, "Yes, I am." They wheel me back after the appointment, and as soon as I get back to the room, I throw up, and I was like, maybe I did need the wheelchair. I was just so sick. So the ENT specialist put me on some IV fluids, cortisone, antibiotics, I think IV antibiotics. And she said, like, in a couple days, if your tonsils don't respond to this, we're going to have to do surgery if they don't come down, because they were at the point where they were secluding my vocal tract. Like, if you can imagine my throat, they were like on either side with a tiny, tiny little sliver of air. So throughout the night, they put a oxygen thing on my finger to make sure that I was breathing, and I had to sleep with the bed semi upright. And so I was like, whoa, someone is listening and hearing how much pain I'm in. With the antibiotics and the pain relief before meals so I could actually eat, I started to feel a bit better and better. But by the time that I'd been there, I'd been in hospital for, I think, 9 days. I'd missed 2 of my other exams, and the 3 exams that I did sit were basically rubbish. We had to get the doctors to fill out all these forms to say that, yes, Karlie was sick when she sat her exams, and basically I would be given the average score. So it was a bit underwhelming. I'd prepared for all these exams, studied really hard, and then when I got there, it was like, never mind. You did it all for nothing. But yeah, so that was my glandular fever experience. After getting out of hospital for months, I would just feel so tired. When I first got out, I would go and I'd start doing my makeup, and I'd do one little eyebrow, and then I'd be like, oh, I'm so tired. And I'd go and have a nap because I was just so tired. Even to this day, if I don't get enough sleep, my eyes will like puff up, and that never used to happen beforehand. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, but yeah, thank you for listening.
So thanks, Karlie, for sharing your story. It's so interesting to hear your experience of infectious mononucleosis and tonsillitis all wrapped up together, and how it made you feel and the impact that it had on you. And, you know, we like hearing people's stories, we like to share, and we like to learn new information. And if you like doing that too, then you need to subscribe and definitely hit the like button. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.